Hello, everyone, and welcome to your astrology forecast for 2024. In this video, we talk about how the four major aspects of this year affect you and your rising sign. In the previous video, I talked about how those aspects affect the collective, but in this one, we want to talk about you specifically and the houses in your birth chart. This video is for your rising sign only. And I'm saying it specifically because a lot of creators usually say you should check out your sun, moon, and rising, but all of these dates are calculated and only make sense for your rising sign. In this first part, we talk about Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. I see you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, Aries Rising, and welcome to your astrology forecast. You can see that we will talk about four aspects. I already displayed them here in your birth chart. And the first one is Pluto entering the sign of Aquarius. For you, this will happen in your 11th house of groups of people, of friends, acquaintances, hopes and wishes, and also your personal goals. Pluto is going to bring everything to a higher level. And we're talking about innovation and revolution. Maybe your groups of friends will change, or the purpose of why you are friends with these people will change. Okay. So maybe you will keep your friends, but you will have a different kind of purpose, and it will definitely be a solid one that will grow slow and steadily over the next 20 years. 20 years is a long time, man, okay? But don't think that you can start handling these things later in life. It should be as early as possible so you can give Pluto the chance to actually grow whatever you are building right now. Pluto in Aquarius will also affect your personal goals. It will definitely have something to do with technology. Technology is not going to go anywhere. It will only be better with the upcoming years. So if you're able to incorporate this in your personal goals, then the sooner the better. The next transit that affects you is in your second house of self-worth and money. The planet Jupiter is going to be conjunct to Uranus in Taurus, and this will happen on April the 20th. Every time these two planets meet, Jupiter and Uranus, something crazy, completely out of nowhere happens, but don't worry about it. Jupiter is the planet of abundance, of happiness, of luck. So something cool but crazy will happen, okay? And for you, it will be about your self-worth and money. And then the next big thing we're talking about is in your first house of identity. And guys, this is actually the most important transit of this year for everybody. For you, it will happen in your first house of identity. There will be a total solar eclipse in Aries happening on April the 8th. A solar eclipse talks about new beginnings. A total solar eclipse talks about new beginnings with a very long-lasting effect. If you want to manifest something having to do with your identity, then will be the time, okay? April the 8th. Some kind of new beginning is going to happen, but you can help the universe by telling the universe what you actually want. It has to do with your identity, meaning your image, how other people perceive you. Okay. So maybe there are some people from your past who see you in a certain way and that doesn't sit right with you, Aries. That's totally fine. And this year is the time to change that. You can work with the energies if you have a witchy side and help enhance these energies. You don't have to. It is definitely going to happen. And as I said, on April the 8th. And finally, another important transit happening this year is the planet Jupiter entering the sign of Gemini. And for you, that will be in your third house of communication. So your communication with other people, but also with yourself, if you have negative self-talk, Aries rising, then this communication will going to be much better. Jupiter expands everything it touches, everything. I'm so happy to talk about Jupiter. It's so much better than any other planet. Okay, no hate towards the universe and its other planets, but Jupiter is so great entering the sign of Gemini. It also stands for writing and speaking. Maybe there's something you want to publish. Maybe there's something you're working on because you're a student. Maybe you want to start a blog or something like that. It doesn't always have to be the classic author writing its first book. You know what I mean, Aries Rising? But it can be. And it will be blessed around this time for a whole year, starting in May. Okay, on May 25th, when Jupiter enters the sign of Gemini in your third house of communication. If you want to know in detail what these transits mean, I highly suggest you watch my first video on this, because there I talked about these aspects in general. So you understand everything better. What does Pluto have to do with innovation and revolution? Why is a total solar eclipse so important? And so on and so forth. Okay? If not, that's totally fine as well. I will meet you in my next video. Click subscribe so you're not going to miss it. I'll see you then, Aries. Goodbye. Hello, Taurus Rising, and welcome to your astrology forecast of 2024. We are talking about these 4 aspects you can already see in your birth chart. So let's go right into the first one. The planet Pluto is entering the sign of Aquarius this month on January the 20th. And it will affect your 10th house of career, which is so cool, man. This is so cool, because whatever you are starting now is only going to get bigger and better over the next, wait for it, 20 years. Okay, 20 years. Pluto in Aquarius will bring a lot of innovation and revolution. It will have to do with technology for sure. So if you're already working with technology, if you're able to incorporate it some way, somehow in your job, try to find ways where you can even enhance that. Maybe you can find new software, different kind of stuff that you can use. If you have a job that does not take place online or that uses any kind of technology, maybe you can still do something in that regard, such as building a website for yourself, maybe. You know, maybe you're providing some kind of service that happens offline, weird phrasing, but yeah, maybe that is the case. So maybe you can build a website for yourself, because technology will play a big role over the next 20 years. The sooner you start, the better, because Pluto will pick up the energy, the work that you are starting with right now is going to make that bigger and better over time. The next important transit that we are talking about is happening in your first house of identity. I don't know what is going to happen, but something crazy cool is going to happen. You know why? Because the planet Uranus has been in the sign of Taurus since 2018. Now, why is that so super cool? Because this year, Jupiter is going to be conjunct Uranus in Taurus. And every time these 2 planets meet, Jupiter and Uranus, something crazy cool happens. Jupiter is a very blessed planet. Why? Because it brings the blessings, abundance, hope, and belief, okay, and luck. So something really cool is going to happen. And it will be around April, May. The date is actually April the 20th, but Jupiter has a huge shadow. So we cannot really say when it will actually happen, but it will be around April and May. And the next important thing is actually the most important thing, and it will happen in your 12th house of spirituality. This year, we are going to have a total solar eclipse in the sign of Aries on April the 8th. Solar eclipses are the best time for new beginnings. A total solar eclipse is the perfect time for a new beginning with a very long-lasting effect. A new beginning in this house of your birth chart is going to happen definitely, Taurus. But why not work with the energies of the universe and tell the universe what you want? This is the time for you to manifest something. The 12th house is for spirituality and also for your soul growth. The perfect time to start something new will be on April the 8th. And lastly, we have your second house of self-worth and money. Taurus, you are so lucky this year, because the planet Jupiter is going to enter your second house of self-worth and money on May 25th. and it's going to stay here for a year. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, the planet of abundance and luck, is going to meet you in your second house of self-worth and money. Taurus, by the end of this year, I expect you to take me on a shopping trip. Thank you very much. And thank you for listening to this astrology forecast. If you want to see my next videos, then click like and subscribe. And I meet you at my next video. Goodbye. Oh, hello, my fellow Gemini risings, and welcome to this astrology forecast. I'm so happy to have you here because, as I said, I'm also a Gemini rising. So now we are talking about us and the 4 aspects that are going to affect us in this year and also the years to come. All of these have a long-lasting effect, okay? The first one being Pluto entering the sign of Aquarius on January the 20th. And for us, it will be in our 9th house of higher learning. But not only that, it's so much that I had to write it down. So the 9th house is also for our belief systems, for our sense of adventure, exploration, religious beliefs, personal philosophy, long distance travel, morals, foreign language and culture, personal truths, publishing, and commerce. Pluto in Aquarius is going to bring a lot of innovation and revolution in this area of our life. And if you are able to incorporate technology some way, somehow, that's the best thing you can do. The best thing you can do. And guys, this transit is happening over the next 20 years. I don't want you to think that because it's 20 years, you can start at a later time working on this area of your life. It's not working like that. Pluto is going to come in starting on January the 20th and pick up whatever energy we are putting into this house at the moment. I'm saying energy because you don't have to already have built something properly, but it's about what we are starting now. Pluto is coming in and is going to make everything bigger and better over the next 20 years. So see it as an investment. The earlier you start, the better it is. The next big transit that's going to affect us is happening in our 12th house of spirituality. I don't know what is going to happen, but something crazy cool is going to happen because the planet Uranus has been in the sign of Taurus for a while, but that's not the cool stuff. The cool stuff is that Jupiter is going to be conjunct that transit this year on April the 20th. And every time these two planets meet, Jupiter and Uranus, something crazy cool completely out of nowhere happens. As I said, I don't know what it is, but for us, it will be in our 12th house of spirituality. So maybe or maybe not, this could be the best time for you to experiment with something, or the worst time. I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't recommend anything, but just so you know, beware, okay? But Jupiter is the planet of expansion, of abundance and luck. So that's what I'm saying. Something crazy cool is going to happen. And the next important transit is actually the most important transit of this year. And for us, it's happening in our 11th house of groups of people, of friends and acquaintances, but also hopes and wishes and our personal goals. So also a lot of stuff in the 11th house going on. What is happening is a total solar eclipse in the sign of Aries on April the 8th. A total solar eclipse is a new beginning with a very long-lasting effect. So if there's anything that you want to start new and fresh, then this year is the perfect time. See how I said this year and not the actual date of April the 8th? Because if there's something regarding personal goals, for example, that you want to start this year, the earlier, the better. Because the universe works with your energy. If you sit down and wait for April the 8th, then that's actually not the best thing you can do. The earlier you start, the better. And the universe will pick up that energy, seeing how you have been already working on this for a very long time. And as I'm also talking about the universe, manifestations are also the best thing you can do on that day. Okay. And the next important thing, I am so happy about this. I'm so excited about this because Geminis, it's finally our time. Finally, the planet Jupiter, so this huge planet of abundance and luck, is finally going to come into our sign of Geminis. Guys, as I said, I'm a Gemini rising as well. So I know what we had to go through the past few years, and this is changing now finally. Jupiter is going to enter our sign on May 25th, and it's going to stay in our sign for about a year. It will affect our first house of identity, ourself, okay, our image, the way others perceive us. So what in detail, what does this mean for us? It's basically a huge glow up happening. And if you're thinking, wow, this is the big thing I've been waiting for so long, yes. Because, guys, it's in our first house of our chart. The first house is basically the beginning of everything in our birth chart, and it will also affect everything in our chart. If we have a glow up internally and externally, this positive energy will affect every single house of us. And I am so happy and excited for it, and I hope you are as well. My next videos will be pick a card readings again. So if you don't want to miss them, click subscribe and I will meet you in my next videos. Thank you so much for watching today, and I see you at a later time. See you then, Gemini Risings. Goodbye. Hello, Cancer Rising, and welcome to your astrology forecast for 2024. Today, we will talk about these four major aspects that you can already see in your chart. So let's go right into the first one, which is Pluto entering the sign of Aquarius on January the 20th, and it will stay here for 20 years. Whatever you are starting now, whatever you are building now, will be picked up by the planet Pluto and only become bigger and better over the next 20 years. And the sooner you start, the better it will be for you. So, what exactly does this mean for you personally? It will happen in your eighth house of transformation. The eighth house also stands for personal growth, for the occult, for death and rebirth, for addiction and psychology. That sounds like, I don't know, like it sounds very abstract. You know what I mean, Cancer? So, what should you build now that can only be enhanced over the next 20 years? We have transformation, we have addiction. Of course, addictions are usually negative things, but it can also be a positive addiction, as in a positive habit. If there's any positive habit you want to start now, guys. Because as I said, it will only become bigger and better over the next 20 years. This is a very solid and steady energy growing over time. And it's not like you're going to gain the fruits of your labor after 20 years. No, it will be positive for you over the next 20 years. And the next important transit that we are talking about today is happening in your 11th house of groups of people. I don't know what is going to happen, but something really cool is going to happen because Jupiter is going to be conjunct to Uranus and Taurus. And every time these two planets meet, something crazy cool completely out of nowhere will happen. And this year, it will be on April the 20th. So it can be exactly on that date, but because Jupiter has a large shadow, it can actually happen at an earlier or maybe later time. So expect sometime around April and May. And as I said, I don't know what will happen because it's always completely crazy and completely out of nowhere. But Jupiter is the planet of luck and abundance. So as I'm saying, it will be a cool thing. Okay, a cool thing. And the next important thing is the most important thing for all of us. And for you, it will happen in your 10th house of career. This year, there's going to be a total solar new moon eclipse happening in the sign of Aries on April the 8th. And This total solar new moon eclipse stands for new beginnings with a very long-lasting effect. So if there's something new you want to start regarding your career, this year will be the best time for that. If you want to manifest something, that total solar new moon eclipse is the perfect time to do so. Something new is going to happen either way, but the best thing we can do is to tell the universe what we actually want. And we can do that through manifestation. If you have a witchy side, Cancer, you can also do some witchcraft, okay? Anything you can do and want to do will help definitely. And the last fantastic thing that's going to happen this year is Jupiter entering the sign of Gemini on May 25th. And it's going to stay here for about a year. For you, this will happen in your 12th house of spirituality. And it also stands for soul growth, for privacy and secrets. And whatever you want to have in a good way in this 12th house is going to happen for you, because whatever Jupiter touches becomes great. Let's say it that way. Jupiter is a sign of expansion, of abundance and luck. Okay, so that expansion, abundance, and luck for you is going to happen in your 12th house of spirituality. If you want to know in detail what these transits actually mean, not for you on a personal level, but for the collective, so you know what it means when I talk about Pluto and Aquarius and all of this stuff, then you have to watch my previous video where I talked about these transits in general. If not, click subscribe, because new picker card readings are already in the making, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching today, Cancer. Goodbye. Hello, Leo Rising, and welcome to your astrology forecast for 2024. Today, we will talk about 4 major aspects and how they will affect you personally in your chart. The first one is the planet Pluto entering the sign of Aquarius this month on January the 20th. And for you, this will be in your 7th house of relationships. Pluto in Aquarius is going to bring innovations and revolutions in this area of your life. And whatever you are building now will be picked up by the energy of the planet Pluto and only going to become bigger and better over the next 20 years. So the relationships you are starting now will be solid and will grow steadily over the next years. Okay. So I hope that this is something you like to hear, if relationships are something that are important for you right now in your life. The next important thing that we will talk about is happening in your 10th house of career. The 2 planets, Jupiter and Uranus, are going to meet this year, actually only on one day, which is April the 20th. But Jupiter has a large shadow, so whatever's going on can also be sometime in April or sometime in May. And what is going on is something that I cannot say, not because it's a secret, but because I don't know. Every time these 2 planets meet, something crazy cool happens. I'm saying crazy cool because Jupiter is the planet of abundance and luck. So be excited for something that will be totally out of nowhere, but well, I cannot say what it is because I don't know what it is. Then the next important aspect is happening in your 9th house of higher learning. There will be a great new beginning in this area of your life, because this year we will have a total solar eclipse, a total new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Aries happening on April the 8th. The 9th house actually stands for way more things. It stands for our belief systems, our sense of adventure, exploration, religious beliefs, personal philosophy, long distance travel, our morals, foreign languages and cultures, personal truths, publishing, and commerce. And if there's anything you want to start in this regard, Leo, then April the 8th is the perfect time. Actually, if you want to start sooner, that's even better. But that day is a great day for manifestation and maybe also witchcraft if you are into that. So you can further enhance the energy of a new beginning in this area of your life. And lastly, we want to talk about your 11th house of groups of people, because Jupiter is going to enter the sign of Gemini this year. And for you, this will be in your 11th house. Jupiter, anything that Jupiter touches will be expanded or will expand, and it will be lucky and blessed and full of abundance. So for you, it's groups of people, which is very interesting because Pluto in Aquarius actually affects your seventh house of relationships. And now Jupiter in Gemini affects your 11th house of groups of people and friends. So Leo risings, I hope you are an extrovert because this year will be blessed for you with new people coming in, or the people who are still in your life, but your relationships will be much better. I hope you will have a great life, Leo Rising. If you want to watch my next videos that are already in the making, which are pick a card videos, then click subscribe and I will meet you in my next one. I see you then. Goodbye. Hello, Virgo Risings, and welcome to your astrology forecast for 2024. Today, we will talk about 4 major aspects and how they will affect you in your personal life. The first one is the planet Pluto entering the sign of Aquarius this month on January the 20th. And for you, this will happen in your 6th house of your daily life. Pluto in Aquarius will bring a lot of innovation and revolution. And if you can, in a positive way, please try to incorporate technology into your daily life. And I'm not talking about scrolling and wasting time. That's not what I'm talking about. I said in a positive way. The 6th house also stands for work and our work colleagues, for self-improvement, for health and pets. So if you can use technology for self-improvement, then this will be very blessed for you, Virgo, because Pluto is going to come in and enhance whatever energy you're putting into this life area right now. And it's only going to grow and become bigger and better over the next 20 years. See this as some kind of investment. So the sooner you start, the better it will be for you. Okay? You can improve your daily life massively by putting in some energy and Pluto coming in and making it huge for you. The next important transit we're talking about is in your 9th house of higher learning. The planet Jupiter is going to be conjunct Uranus in Taurus this year on April the 20th. I have no idea what's going to happen because every time these two planets meet in the sky, something crazy cool, completely out of nowhere and unexpected happens. Saying unexpected is weird because we actually have a date, but still we don't know what will happen. Okay, we just don't know because it's always something crazy cool, but don't be scared. Jupiter is a very positive planet. It's actually the best planet, the most positive planet that we have because it stands for blessings, for abundance, for luck. And for you, this crazy cool thing that is happening will be in your 9th house of higher learning, but also because the 9th house stands for a lot of things. The 9th house stands for our belief systems, our sense of adventure, exploration, religious beliefs, personal philosophy, long distance travel, morals, foreign languages and culture, personal truths, publishing, and commerce. Maybe you have an idea of what could happen, but as I said, it's completely crazy and it will be completely out of nowhere. And it will be sometime on April or May. Yes, we have the calculated date of April the 20th, but the planet Jupiter has a large shadow, meaning that this energy can also happen at another time. It will be April or May though. And then the next important thing is actually the most important thing happening this year, Virgo, and it will happen in your 8th house of transformation. This year, on April the 8th, there will be a total new moon solar eclipse happening in the sign of Aries. And a total new moon solar eclipse is the perfect time for new beginning, and it will have a long-lasting effect. For you, as I said, in your 8th house of transformation. The 8th house also stands for personal growth, for the occult, for death and rebirth, for addiction and psychology. So if there's something new you want to start in this area of your life, now is the best time. I'm saying now, even though that solar eclipse is happening on April the 8th, because the earlier you start, the better. This is basically a message you send out to the universe, telling them already that this is something that you're working on, and they will bless you with a new beginning in this life area on April the 8th. The new beginning is going to happen anyway, but why not manifest it if we have the chance to do so? Okay, if you have a witchy side, Virgo, you can also use witchcraft, because those days of eclipses are, they have a very strong energy, but only do that if you have some experience. If you don't, then don't try witchcraft for the first time during an eclipse. Okay, okay. So lastly, we have your 10th house of career being super duper blessed this year, Virgo. I know it was cringy that I said super duper, but so what? Because it actually reflects what is going to happen this year. Gemini will be finally welcoming the planet Jupiter. I'm saying finally because I'm a Gemini rising, and it has been a very long time, a very long time that my sign was blessed by Jupiter. Jupiter is going to enter the sign of Gemini this year on May 25th, and it's going to stay in this sign for 1 year. So for 1 year, your house of career will be extremely blessed, Virgo. Okay? Work with this energy. Don't just let it happen, actually work with it. Because when we show the universe, or God, or our spirit guides, the angels, whatever you believe in, when we show them that we actually want this and we are doing something for this, and we're not just couch potatoes sitting around. I am actually a huge couch potato. So if you're feeling called out, I am one too. Um, we are not just sitting around. We are working with these energies and making everything even better. Okay, so if you would like to watch more videos of mine, next will be a pick a card reading. So subscribe and you're not going to miss it. Thank you very much for watching today, Virgo Risings, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.